Welcome to the Medical Manners Podcast, where I give healthcare providers simple tips for ways they can transform the way they connect with their patients and colleagues. Connecting with patients isn't some secret sauce that some of us have and others don't. They're just skills, implemented consistently over time. If you want to transform your medical practice, you're in the right place. I'm Katie Wyatt, your host. This podcast episode is sponsored by the Connect Better course. This is an audio course for medical providers who want to transform the way they connect with their patients. If you're an individual provider or you have a team of providers who is hoping to improve your patient satisfaction scores, improve your job satisfaction, and boost the prosperity of your practice, this course is for you. It's a 6-week course with an area of focus each week that will teach you specific skills, phrases, actions, and formulas to change the way you connect with your patients. Visit medicalmanners.com and use the promo code PODCAST for 10% off this course.
Hello everyone, I'm going to try something new today. I am in my car recording this on my phone, and I typically record podcast episodes in my office with my professional microphone, but I just dropped my son off for a basketball game and he had to be early, so I'm just sitting out in the car, and I've needed to record the thoughts on my mind for this episode for a long time, and I just haven't found the time to sit down and do it. So I'm going to see how the quality on this is, and if it's awful, then I promise I'll never do it again. And if it's amazing, then I might get more podcast episodes out because I spend a lot of time driving kids to and from sports and waiting for them. So this might be good. The thoughts for today's podcast have really been something that's been on my mind and on my heart a lot since I started thinking about it. I first started thinking about this topic when I listened to an interview, a podcast interview with Jenny Oakes Baker, who's a world-renowned violinist. And she was talking about how it's important to differentiate the purposes in our life from the vehicles that help us accomplish our purpose. And she gave some examples in her professional violin career where she said, my purpose actually has nothing to do with violin. My purpose is to inspire and uplift others. And the vehicle I use to do that is the violin. And she said, we get into trouble when we think too much about the vehicles in our life than we do the actual purpose of our life. And so I've been thinking about that a lot, and I've thought of a couple examples of this and ways that I'm hoping to be a little bit better as I think about this. So I'll share a couple with you. The first are non-medical related, and then I'll kind of relate this to medical things. So the first thing I thought of was my husband and I, in the last couple years, we sold our old house. We lived in a rental for a year while we were building a new home. And the whole purpose behind that was our old home was actually the perfect size for just our family. But as our kids started to get older and became teenagers and were wanting to have friends over, we felt like we wanted to have a second kind of bigger gathering area where our kids could invite friends over and gather, and our home could be a place where our kids and their friends could feel welcome to come and hang out. So that was the purpose. That actually was the whole purpose behind building this new home. So fast forward, we're in our new beautiful home now, and we got our kids a ping pong table for Christmas. And my husband and I thought it would be fun for the kids, but then we thought, man, if there are teenage boys down there with ping pong paddles going crazy, there's going to be so many dents on the wall. There's going to be so much damage done down there. And so we're starting to think like this. And then we caught ourselves and we thought, wait a minute, the whole purpose behind this house was a place where our children could come and gather with their friends. And the house is just the vehicle. And so we were starting to focus more on the vehicle, the house, the walls, the dents, than we were the purpose behind it. Now I want to relate that to our medical career because I think it actually has a lot of applications in the medical field. If you think back about why you went into medicine, why did you become a doctor? Why did you become a nurse practitioner or a PA or a nurse or whatever it is you are? Why did you become that? Now, it might have been because you felt like the pay would be good or the benefits would be good, but my guess is that was not the reason. If you really just wanted a job that made a ton of money and you didn't have to work tons, you wouldn't have picked the medical field. Largely, the medical field requires you to be at work to make money, and it's a very hands-on career. And so if you really just wanted money and an amazing lifestyle, you would have picked a different career. So my guess is that you went into the medical field because you cared about helping others heal. You thought you'd be good at helping others heal. You thought it would be rewarding and that you could contribute to others in their healing process. That was the purpose of you picking the career that you did. Now, the vehicle behind that is the jobs that we have. And we have to make money, and we have to have certain things to make our life go well, right? We have to have all those things, but those are just the vehicle that helps us accomplish our purpose. And that purpose was to aid others in healing. And so I've thought about this a lot as we're thinking about enjoying our jobs and talking to our bosses and our organizations about things that we want. We're negotiating contracts, stuff like that. So often we just focus on the vehicle. So we think, I need a raise. I need more money. I need more days off. We get so focused on the vehicle behind it. And I actually think we would be a lot more successful in our jobs and in our negotiations with our bosses if we were to focus more on the purpose. So imagine you go into your boss and you say, I need a raise. I haven't had a raise forever. This is how much money I want. Okay, think about how well that would go. Maybe it would go well, maybe it wouldn't. Contrast that to if you went into your boss and you said, when I get regular raises, it helps me feel valued as a provider. It keeps me motivated and excited about the work that I'm doing. When I get regular raises and when I feel that value and that motivation and that excitement, I find that I show up excited and motivated and intentional with my patients. I feel like I'm able to help them heal better and show up better for them. This is why I think having regular raises is a good thing for me, and it's why I would really appreciate having a raise. Imagine how much better that conversation goes, because now your boss is thinking, wow, by giving this person regular raises or by giving this person a raise right now, I am helping this person to show up as a motivated, present, excited healthcare provider. Guess what's going to happen if that's true? Patient satisfaction scores go up. Reimbursement rates go up. Patients' outcomes go up. Patients feel cared for and they tell their friends about the business and the business grows, right? Now the boss is thinking through all of these things, and I really think you'll find you're more successful in your negotiations. I think it's going to go better for your boss and it's going to go better for you because you focused on your purpose. And the purpose of what we do is to help others heal. The last couple of days since I've been thinking about this, it has so many applications in so many areas of my life. And it really has changed the way that I'm looking at things and the way that I'm doing things. So I challenge you this week to think about the purpose, the actual purpose behind the things that you're doing in your personal life, with friends, with family, with possessions that you want or have. Think about the purpose behind it. And then think about the vehicles that help you accomplish your purpose. And make sure that you haven't started to focus more on the vehicles than you have on the purpose. Do this in your professional career. Think about why you went into the field that you did. Think about the purpose. And then make sure that you have not started focusing more on the vehicles than you have on the actual purpose. This has been really quite transformative for me the last couple days. I hope it is for you as well. I hope it helps as you're talking to bosses and negotiating. I hope it helps you show up to work with more purpose and intentionality.
Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a patient and have a great story about a time that a healthcare provider gave you awesome care, or you're a healthcare provider who has a story about a colleague or yourself who gave incredible care, I want to hear about it. Reach out to me at Medical Manners on Instagram, or send an email to Katie, Katie, at medicalmanners.com. Together, we can transform the way we deliver healthcare by transforming the way we connect. Take care.